Starting shortly. Hello, greetings. As I am again contemplating, thoughts are hitting me, but more in deep insight and contemplation. Uh, so, my journey was that I become thoroughly purified without conditioning. As I read Jiddu Krishnamurti, it resonated with me. The books I read, that certainly you have to start from nothing, empty. And what is this emptiness? So there should be no void, but with this emptiness alone, in solitariness, you can find the truth. Because to defend the truth, you need nothing. And the truth needs nothing to defend it, if we go about it logically. So, with this nothingness, I wanted to start as I've contemplated that the ego, I have to stop this, the ego, the security that religious groups, leaders have given us, religions have given us, and to stand alone, to take the less traveled road. This book I had long time ago, the less traveled road or path, what was it, by Scott, something Scott. And my own religion, Imam Hussein, standing alone. So, but then I found out that this religion, I had to leave this religion. Nothing with nothingness. Not, because I can't be like Imam Hussein. And also I thought of Yazid and things I have spoken about. Yazid's low self-esteem. Sometimes if a person has inferiority complexes, psychological problems, then it is difficult to become a good human being. We're only like trying to get out of this torture. This low self-esteem can give you a sense of discomfort, awkwardness, and all this. And then there are people who will come and taunt and say things. At first, I believed in love, that love can awaken such um, honesty and truth in you that you can even confess if you are a criminal or you're lying, So my journey also started with being truthful, since I had this great teacher, Mrs. Munir, Miss Disa, Miss Asteria Disa, to teach me. I started to love truth when you love truth more than life. But then again, it could be dangerous because the religious people can take it in the wrong way. Now, a lot of the West, I heard Europe, they're in their own right. They cannot accept this religion, Islam. I can see why now, and without prejudice. So, hitting, punishing is not the right way. So leave me my blamer, calling people names, psychos, and all this, when you know they haven't harmed you, like this Muhammad Kabir and Christian, when you're lying against her and I give this. Still, they shamelessly come here as if they've done nothing wrong. These are kind of, those rapists. They feel they've done nothing wrong. Criminals who won't confess to their own crimes. Rapists who will not say this is wrong, but they will always blame the other person, the rape victim. And in love, I thought, okay, uh, love awakens that compassion, that care for everyone. Uh, but sometimes it's really not worth it uh, to give your life for these rapist type people who blame others and don't see their own faults. Rapists do that, criminals do that. Feeling sorry for yourself. Sometimes a person can do something wrong, but the whole society blaming them and not seeing their own faults. And so things like this, Western world not liking Islam, some people like ex-Muslims, it can make you want to join them and say, well, the Muslims, you are wrong. But actually, they haven't left Islam. Sometimes psychologically, it happens that you are in the West and you see the Western people are, doing great. They care, they have compassion, but maybe not in the so much in the corporate world. Even then, but they would open doors for you, or they won't harass you. Like I was in London, so I really admired the British instead of the Pakistanis there. I got sick and tired of the Pakistanis. So then we, start to feel that this maybe we should say something like we Shias were thinking what to do in Pakistan, how to get these Sunnis to stop us, stop killing us and bomb blasting our Imam Bargas. So looking for my tab. Where's my tab? And these and powerful people, even Muslims, like if you have power, if you have money, uh, and then I heard someone from Sharjah saying that to these ex-Muslims, why are you doing this? I think I was on Sahil's or someone's ex-Muslim, Sahil, and maybe he came. Or no, there was another channel which said ex-Muslims, and I went there, and so I had to listen because this person was from Sharjah. He was living in Sharjah, Pakistani, or an Indian Muslim, I don't know. But anyhow, so you're ruining the fabric of this whole thing. So, uh, as if Muhammad didn't, and then you see Muslims go abroad and they want their Sharia to impose the laws on others, their own laws. And then I went deeper and I found that if honesty is not there, love for people is not there, then there won't be any. Like, this is just artificial way of keeping peace, through fear, too many rules and fines, and all this is artificial. So I had to go deeper for myself, and if someone likes my thing, my way, uh, and if you feel this is the way it should be, everyone like deeply contemplate, like Jiddu Krishnamurti would ask us to do deep inquiry, then you are most welcome here. Otherwise, if you just want to uh, do bashing and blaming, that you're destroying the peace. Now, Muslims have come up with that you're destroying the peace, or you are a liar, and all this. You know what it does psychologically? It's your behavior. It shows that first of all, your behavior is showing that you are a very hollow person, and you're just hanging on to your religion due to your ego. It gives you that security, that egoic security, and you won't even allow, like you're trying to stop someone who is even standing alone, you see, because I'm not even though Abu Dhabi is financially, I'm grateful for the help, but I'm not um, flattering Abu Dhabi. So in the long run, I feel if you look at this yourself, I don't want to influence you, I don't want to convince you, but if you look at it and if you go through it without the ego and all that blaming, then we can come with something that is pure from within us, that will flourish on its own. Then we can breathe a sense of fearless breathing, and maybe that universally what stands true and what is will give us the peace, and we'll be established in that truth which sets you free. And from there, you can never do wrong. You would do the thing which is beneficial for all, but without that artificial security that religions give. That Jesus is our salvation, or God's laws are our salvation, like the Jews take it. The Christians say Jesus is our salvation. The Muslims say Islam is our salvation. And some even know that Muhammad is their salvation with Allah, after Allah. So you obey. I mean, what is Islam? Obedience to Allah and Prophet Muhammad. So there will be a lot of people are going to come here and try to harass me, these Muslims. And then there will be some ex-Muslims who I've seen could be psychologically, like you go to the West and you see now, I mean, what the people are doing, Muslims in the West, it's time to become an ex-Muslim. And so, in a way, maybe you're even lying to yourself. You haven't really left Islam, but I can understand the influence, the pressure in the West. You know, these Muslims have done great wrong. So, and then the social media, you find it, oh my God, Rasulullah married. So you want to have nothing to do with Rasulullah. You say, no, no, I never believed in Rasulullah in that way. I was just Allah one. I was just the one who says Allah. I loved Allah and all this. So psychologically, it has an impact. And then you really haven't left Islam. I can see through some people, and some groups, even ex-Muslims, they come. They don't do justice so much, like Haris Sultan, even though he says it is incumbent on me for to talk about human rights violations, whether they are in India or wherever they are. I feel that he lacks that sincerity in him. Because I went to him and, I said, well, this, even in my madness with things I couldn't accept what was going on social media. And under his video, I had commented, and he didn't reach out. He was like, just deal with it. So, he thinks that maybe all Westerners would say that because Westerners, there, a woman has to work for herself or all that. But I think it's more in Pakistan like that, fence for herself. There are there's a lot of support in the Western world for spiritual coaches and all this. They help each other. They do. There are some people who reach out really, truly. Like Dr. Fogg came to Pakistan, and and then her country did help her in the sense that afterwards, maybe like they realized uh, they would send some aid or something that she needed to heal the people, lepers, and take care of them. So it's only the Pakistanis, some Pakistanis go into that, my father used to say, like they see the bad side, the party side of Western, or, but they won't see the good side that the husband is taking the garbage out or cleaning the backyard, or, they'll always see the bad side of the West, or not such a good side of the West. I mean, partying and all this, maybe, we see the bad side. So this is what some Pakistanis are, and I didn't want to put people down, but now since I feel to put myself up, no, but to see what they are for, since they are here on YouTube saying that they are helping out. So wherever I guess their name comes for human rights, fame, name is what they want. Otherwise, if they see someone in, if they're human rights, they would definitely come out here and reach out. Like I want, no, no, don't, like a helpline. No, no, don't leave now. I won't let you go until I see that you are stable, that all your questions are answered. And it's not like, okay, you said I'm like this, thank you, and all. I don't have time for it. So some people you don't have time for. The people who have gone crazy and society has pushed them, right, to go crazy, you don't have time for those people. And still you're claiming that you want to go to, like in on YouTube, you want to talk about India where there's that's okay. That's not that great, right? The problem of human conflict and all this, and to give each one attention. So that human rights person, I still have to come across, who would reach out. Like, I said so many things. I wasn't well, and look how the Western person dealt with me. Brian P. Grossi, he's now on my profile. He joined my profile. I have a page against him on Facebook. I made a page and all this that we're being deceived. I thought I took him in the wrong sense. And then the way he dealt with me, he said, "You're in a lot of pain. I understand that, right?" And then The the way these some Pakistanis have taken these miscreants, these corrupted people, taken help from the corrupted Americans or Pakistan, Irani. Where else is there? Europe, maybe UAE. Yeah, UAE taking help to damage houses, frame people. So something happened to me, so I suspect the someone they have, this person, that person. So that's how they go on damaging houses. Whereas, okay, we don't know much about them. Who is their husband? I'm not a nosy person, right? I wasn't like that. Neither a spy that I go damaging people's houses. And so I feel that this was done by someone, a friend or someone who had come in the family. And I even found out that her sister had framed a Filipino maid here. So, yes, most likely that they may have done some hanky mischief, hanky panky in Karachi American School. And so, how to deal with, how to stop these people? Well, I still am like spying and using power. So, I'm not doing this to break anyone or put anyone down, but exposing, yes, exposing. Maybe you have some a problem. I also have a psychological problem. When my sentiments come or my feelings come, I'll let you know. And not to hold on to the ego. Let go of the ego. Security, religion gives a lot of security. So only the pure can touch this. The Quran says in Surah Waqia, and I feel now that some of the ayats were stolen uh, from the Jews also and from the pagan Arabs. Their books were destroyed completely. We don't find Christian books, Bible, Holy Scriptures, even that say that the third one is Bibi Maryam in the Trinity, the mother of Jesus. We don't find in Jews' books anywhere that it says Azra is the son of God or God Himself. Whatever the ayat is, I can faintly remember now whether it's God or son of God. The Jews say Azra is the son of God. I think it's like that. Anyhow, so people claiming very artificially, I think, if you ask about my opinion, to help people. Because if they really meant it, then we ex-Muslims, when you see when some something like a threat is given to Haris Sultan, and that his video or comes on live on my homepage YouTube, I tend to go and look and listen. The first time I put myself as an ex-Muslim here on YouTube and my mail, Gmail, was that because of Haris Sultan, because he was threatened, his family was threatened by a Muslim that we would behead him or something like this. We would kill him. I will kill him and oh, a ransom or something like that. So I had to put here ex-Muslim. That's why I put ex-Muslim here on my YouTube channel. So if ex-Muslims were genuinely concerned about the well-being, the welfare of people, we would all be together. But some, that's why I feel that some of them are not genuine. So we need to take a break, take a pause, like Sir Peter Russell said. Who do we want to help? What do we want? And check ourselves. If there's any ego, if we need any help, if I need any help, I have videos. Help me. Videos of help me in my case and all this. So let's check if there's any slight psychological um, resentment, even that we are holding against our fellow Muslims. As a Shia, Sunni Muslim, against Sunni Muslims, against that friend especially. So do I really care for my Shias who are being killed in Pakistan for being Shias? Like that, right? So take a pause and check yourselves inside. What is it that you really need? Do you want to make this a wonderful place for others? Not your way, but the way it, what wonderful would mean for others, beneficial for their growth. So when they have the freedom to choose their religion, and let's drop all the personal self, me, my religion. What will happen to my religion, my ego, and all this? My name, my reputation. Another thing is true love. For me, in my personal experience, makes you confess. You see, I loved a lady who was very, very old to me. And I wanted, like I used to pray that may her, anything negative on their side, may it come to me. And may I take her problems and all this. I didn't care for my well being, but her well being. When praying, that if anything, sometimes, being a principal, she could have just unfairly gotten angry at a student or the secretary or someone. So may God forgive her and bless her and make her see her faults and make amends and all this, right? I used to pray like that. And she was like, with her, I used to feel heaven. But then something came up that I said if I enjoyed this with her, it would not be right. So, how shall I tell her so that then she decides whether she wants me or not, or if she had been honest with me, then we could have, you know, uh, had a beautiful relationship, continued with a family friend type relationship. But she was not honest enough with me. But if you've loved someone truly, if the truth comes, then you don't like to enjoy heaven even. If something, if some corruption, something has come in the relationship, you want to be honest. It makes you want to talk to the person and come out honest with that person. You communicate honestly. So, with even Muslims, I want, who is this? Kashif Ali. Kashif Ali, sorry, please can you not call me baby? And what else? No, I cannot send you any WhatsApp or anything. You're just a troll. But let me just expose this, all this thing that you're saying here. Are you Pakistani? So, see, the thing is that the Britishers have also had enough of Pakistani way behavior, misbehavior, misconduct with the police. And living in Karachi, I've also had enough. So, here the topic is uh, first of all, I'm not your baby, Kashif Ali. And when did I say that I want to add? I didn't ever say that I want to add anyone in my WhatsApp. So if you're an ex-Muslim, you're a male, then can you go to Ghalib Kamal? Go to Haris Sultan and Ghalib Kamal, not here. I would prefer ladies and would prefer not someone like you who calls me baby and all this and wants my WhatsApp number. Sorry, I don't give my. Do you think I'm going to give my WhatsApp number to you, a Pakistani, who hardly I can trust a Pakistani, whether they say they are ex-Muslims or not? So I'm not available for you, Kashif Ali. You'll have to go to Ghalib Kamal. And any misbehavior here, I'll just expose and ignore you, and then keep you on time limit. Okay. So um, I don't have time for Pakistani men. You'll have to go to a male ex-Muslim. Okay. Look at these people. My goodness, where do they come from? These Pakistani Muslims calls himself an ex-Muslim. Really, never have I been in London being called by a Britisher baby and stuff like that. And they respect our religion. They respect your culture. This is what my friend in Karachi was saying. That we respect. the Muslim culture, Muslims can't respect our way of life and our culture. So I think that unfortunately, even though you are an ex-Muslim, I don't know for how long it's been, but you're acting like another, God knows, Muslim, Pakistani Muslim. Do you know how many ex-Muslims are? Just search ex-Muslims. There's Ghalib Kamal, there's Haris Sultan, there's Dystopia to Reason. You can go to Dystopia to Reason. You can go to other places. Okay, so these kind of people, like I could have given you my WhatsApp number and then caught you and then reported. Where should I report you? Where are you? Because you see, we have so much junk in Pakistan, and then some Pakistanis are in UK. So this is about from nothingness. Uh, sometimes I have my case also. Okay, so power and in Muslims even the political power, the majority Muslim Sunnis have been there, and they feel they own this religion, that they are right, and that the Shias are wrong because they are in the minority and they're kafirs. They have the right to say anything about the Shias. They feel they have the right. I think it comes from all this just, holding on to religion due to the ego. It gives them that, and they can't see that. So, how to show them, right, that the Shias are from the grandson and Imam Ali. So you must do your research before you point fingers at others and use your majority to get at Sunni Shias in Pakistan and elsewhere. So I think it's all a thing of what do you call the psychological thing of power and ego. Otherwise, truth doesn't need any defense. Truth without ego. You see, ego, I read Jiddu Krishnamurti and I agree with him. I could see that when you are in that ego state, whether it is disguised as a religious thing, it's, it's you want to get with groups, Sunni in the majority, Shias in the minority, and who will go with the Shias? Very few people. And but even Sufis are in the minority. But the thing is that they have the whirling and twirling, and the Sunni friend who was harassing me about my religion for many years, indirectly speaking, and things trying to tell me that Sunni Islam is true and all this. She would go to Turkey. She was fascinated to see the whirling dervishes. But I think I was told that the dervish is from Imam Hussein. Dervishes are from Imam Hussein. So, but she She was not fascinated by why we do matam and all this. Chest beating. Uh, it's not given in this fakir type darvish, but where does there are Husseini dervishes. So it says written. It's not here. You won't find it, I think. But we were told that dervishes were actually from Hussein. So and then Rumi was a Sunni Muslim, and then he found a Shia. Actually, Shams was a Shia. Shams was a Shia. Shams Tabrizi was a Shia. That's how Rumi's. It actually this whirling dervish started from Rumi. I was told, but my knowledge could be limited or wrong. You can correct me. But I could go deeper and say that Sufis came from Abu Sufyan, the idol worshipper, leader of the Quraysh at that time, Muhammad's time, whom Muhammad defeated in Mecca. So now the thing is our the Islamic world, the caliphate, and all this one book and all. So if you really, really care for people, I mean, without the really, really, if you truly care, true caring, you would take time, reach out to those who are genuine. They tell you on your face that I'm, you know, I think you're like this. You're a hypocrite. So let's see who can be great and say that. Let's see who can be great. You see things like listening to Aris Sultan and all. I used to listen to Ghalib Kamal before even Gulzar Elia came in the picture, and his channel came in the picture. I found out about his channel. I used to listen to Ghalib Kamal long time before, but I said don't comment there because there are all these men commenting, and we don't know who they are, and I'm in a very fragile condition. So if any man says anything to me, there, these really like rude men also. That Ghalib Kamal had to deal with, and he had some patience, but now I know why he used to resist the Indian Hindus and say, okay, okay, because you see, this is the same very thing that Pakistani or Indian Muslims will use against these Hindus, that they're unnecessarily in phobia, Muslim phobia, or what? Islamophobia. Yeah, not Muslim phobia, which went on in the West. But he sometimes I would admire his patience on live stream, and I would be the only female. I find my yeah. So I would before Amina Sardar and even Sultan Salatin came in the picture. I was there, and then Guzar Elia was telling me why I don't know. Ghalib Kamal is this, and he said that what is going on with me now? Instead of she, instead of he, I'm saying she. Slip of the tongue. So let's please, have you ever done this? That you've gone emptying yourself rather than, from one thing to another thing, or atheism, from ex Muslim to atheism to human rights. Also, it's good to be an all rounder. I would admire you. Um, See, in the beginning, I had nothing against Haris Sultan, but something came up. I didn't know the rules of this. No, how I knew the rules here, but I didn't know that someone can come up to you and say that you want to be a Londi when I'm an ex Muslim and all this. Why attack me? And the ethics is gone, even by normal people. I just told Haris Sultan because he's such a great, I felt he was so great, that if you make a mistake like this on your channel, that he should correct it. It's better that I didn't want his image to be ruined, right? So he had put, since I'm a Shia, I know that it wasn't Hussein, it was Imam Hassan's many marriages and laundries and all this. So I told him it's not, please, can you correct this on for your video? It's not Imam Hussein, it's Imam Hassan. We want to be accurate, right? Then when these people start to come, an Indian Hindu, and tell me all this, I gave him thousand of, what was 100 comments after his comment that you want to be a Londi and all this. I said, why are you attacking me? I'm an ex-Muslim. So I subdued him, like 100 comments or something. And he was quiet after that. And one was telling me that God knows what. Even that person, I gave it to him. And then I gave it to Haris Sultan. And so if he's working for human rights, reaching out, or does he want to be a macho man and say, deal with it? So that's why I got all, what is this? So on social media, my case and then my OCD started worse. Someone like you can make it like Kashif Ali, Muhammad Kabir, people like them can make my mental health worse. But I still come here to, I'm dying, I'm having attacks, I'm uh, trying, struggling. But normal people like caring would never, would reach out like you are a human rights. You're saying you are standing up for human rights, you're talking about human rights, and you don't care about the person, you say deal with it. And you're telling a mentally ill person who tried to help you, changed her, I'm in Dubai, UAE, changed her. a channel named to Zahra Jawad, ex-Muslim. And then what a lie in front of people you're saying, and to me you're saying, it is incumbent on me wherever I see human rights violations. Okay, in one way he was like, no, no, don't do this in the UAE. He was telling me not to do any human rights. If you see any human, not to talk about it. So this, we have human rights issues here, child jockeys, which is beyond my mind. Um, so when I see that, I feel no Arab is going to reach out and help me. I need to get out of here. I have a meltdown because you see, my grandmother, when I was 4 years old, what she did to me and what the Arabs have done, how can they have any compassion? So my mother decided that I should stay away. We should stay away. My mother was 13 years old when she got married to my father. So my mother was Pakistani, and so she decided to stay away from the mother-in-law and this family. And she remained in Karachi. They came here to Dubai so that her child would be all right. But in Pakistan, how they are Pakistanis, child molesters, pedophilics. But not only in Pakistan, I found here no, I had heard about it when I was in Pakistan. But the Emiratis were happy. Like if I told my cousin, no, I don't like Dubai. So he would say, then leave Dubai, right? If you don't like Dubai. So I said, yes, that's a sensible, wise thing to do is to leave Dubai. So, but I had my principal sister living here. And so my family started to come here, my brothers. And so I had to come here. But after seeing one thing, it's one thing to hear about the child jockey thing in Karachi and to remain away. Now my mother's away. I didn't get a visa to go back to Pakistan. And I tried to do my best for Pakistan, get the beggars out of the street. My father said, you're going to, no way are you going to bring one beggar in the house. They are all government. They will, this thing, I was like, I wanted to be like Mother Teresa, maybe do something like Mother Teresa in Karachi, go to Mota's grocery, children coming. And so I, what I decided to do is we actually were not supposed to, because Jesus Christ and even Imam Ali, and there's a saying from our Imams that when you give, you should not show off. But Jesus Christ has said, when your right hand gives, don't let your left hand should not know what your right hand has given. And when you fast, do not fast like the hypocrites, showing and all this. The Christians have this Lent before Easter, 40 days. But the situation was really, really bad in Pakistan. When we go out, we had to walk in a certain way and defend ourselves. There are a lot of corruption. When I was doing internship before joining my mother's relative's husband, like I didn't like the system. In the system is corruption in Pakistan. In the law, courts, and all this, a lot of corruption. और अपनी गंदगी लेके जा रहे हैं पाकिस्तानी बाहर भी ब्रिटेन में they're taking their dirt. They don't know how to behave. They don't know how to talk. So, okay, some of the things I thought last live stream also, oh God, when will I do that? The headache has started. They're attacking me. And anytime I might go. Uh, I'll just pause here. I hope this time I remember to resume. Okay, I'm back. It's resumed. Um, seeing these champions like Hari Sultan says he wants to help human rights violations. Uh, I was shocked. Like if I was in my normal state, and if someone said, uh, a great person, what would they do? Uh, if someone suspected me wrongly, my anger shouldn't come out. So I was trying to. I was told something's on me, some person is after me. Doing sorcery since 1996, I found out for sure because the symptoms this lady in London gave me were sure and said that this person was jealous of your parents. And I said, have I done something? So I could feel the symptoms. They were exact what this lady told me, my symptoms. So, making me go angry, get angry. And she said, you don't want to get angry and all this. So there's something on you. This lady, this witch is sending evil spirits on you. And you think and think and think and all this. So I felt I had to go on a jihad. I started to read the Quran, Surah Yasin, and kept it on my bedside table in London also. So all this was going on. So, but a normal person, you know, in the heat of the moment, if someone tells you something, suspects you, maybe that person is not in the right mind. But then, if you're a champion, you're claiming to be a champion for human rights, you should reach out to people and help them and give them that 100%. It is on you now because to give them that assurity that I have not harmed you. You know, there's a lot in Pakistan, Nazar, Hasad, evil eye. Even that lady told me in London, even though she wasn't from Asia, that there's a lot of this nazar and jealousy in your part of the world, Middle East and all this she was referring to. So a normal person like would go out of their way if they really care for human beings. So a time came and I said I have to, even though I'm being attacked and my manners are gone. It's like a fairy tale, you know that princess is under a spell and she's doing bad things or she's saying bad things, or the princess turned into a frog. I've turned fighting this witch. I've turned into a witch myself, it seems, abusing and all this. So I was quite shocked that these people are coming the way on even like when I'm doing it. Uh, I know that I'm being attacked by evil spirits to misbehave. And that lady said that you take one step forward and three steps back. So if I do one thing good, I'll be attacked. And so, you know, the anger and the evil spirits or whatever it is. See, even psychology, psychiatry has not found out the cure for schizophrenia or the cause of schizophrenia. I asked a doctor here, she said it. One of the doctors told me that it could be various reasons for this schizophrenia. It could be environmental effect, it could be other reasons, causes. You know, a society which is hypocritical, says one thing, does something else, slowly, slowly can make you very disturbed and you feel a bombardment and then it happens. I asked for help prayers from the Quran. Maulana Hafiz Tasadduq, my Shia Maulana gave me. I had to call him through a friend. I found out his number, and he said there's a lot of this in Lahore where he lives, Punjab. My father also said that he must be knowing. Like he told me, this is ye Hawaii cheese. Things. Do you feel like things crawling under your skin and all? I said yes, Maulana Sahib. So he said, this is Hawaii. Hawaii, not the Hawaii from United States, that place, city, but it's like from the air, the wind, air. And he said you should read these ayats from the Quran. And a lot of people are suffering from this schizophrenia in Pakistan, maybe Lahore, Punjab, because of maybe the environment. You know, a lot of hypocrisy, corruption. So, how to also, if someone can help me, and I also need expert help, like someone compassionate from Europe, we can, you know, Dr. For, she had the patience of high angel or something, because I've seen that when a person is not well, they tend to attack the other person who really wants their good and is healing them, even healers. I've seen cases, mental illness cases, where the person is attacking his family, hitting, his mother or his sister. So here Pakistanis are coming and saying, "Oh, you are mad, you are psycho." So I need some compassionate people, understanding people who are not trolls, who will not distract us, and who will reach out honestly, reach out. So find a solution to make this world a better place. So if these, even in this madness, okay, I get attacked and I get angry and I say things, but then, like right now, I'm being attacked, but still, I can talk, kind of struggling to talk, but if I could get my message of, um I need help and someone who can, who is in it, who is like compassionate, caring, truly. We need a Mother Teresa. We need a Dr. Fa. We need uh, Sister Gertrude of Darul Sakun. So I was quite shocked. Like these people are normal and they're attacking like that. They're asking me such questions out of, like, I wasn't even correcting Haris Sultan for any, like, I'm a Shia and you're wrong, or no, no, I wasn't doing anything like that. And then Haris Sultan should find the time to, when I was so shocked when he just left it, he never said a thing. And he's going out like अपने corner को साफ नहीं कर रहा है. They say, like our principal, Mrs. Najma Shamsi of Center for Advanced Studies in Karachi, she told us in the morning assembly, one of the morning assemblies, she used to give us lectures in the morning assembly. So she told us that first clean your own corner before pointing fingers or wanting to clean someone else's house. Clean your own corner. So I see that, Haris Sultan wasn't doing that. He was least bothered about the comments hurled at me. So maybe if you can't handle the comments under you, but what kind of a person are you? For human rights, it is incumbent on me, he says. So my case also from Karachi was such that there's someone after me, miscreants, and they have some power from the Arab world, UAE, and from Pakistan and from United States of America, taking help. And these miscreants, criminals, they can, and Iran, Tehran especially. So someone needs to stop them. They tried, so they sent a person, a girl from Sharjah to Karachi American School. And what they did was this girl became my friend in seventh grade, which is high school in the American system. So I had reached high school in Karachi American School. Now, since my case has started, I'm going to post it here. तो ऐसी हालत कर देते हैं. And my mother also was told that their sister had done it on her, and the sisters were giving problems. So I'm going to share it on my group on Facebook. And this aunt of theirs, Irani aunt, had come from the United States, and I was told some military man or something. Her husband is. I faintly remember. So the case, they put. So first they tried to. I don't know what they were doing. Whether they tried to trap me. Uzma Hamid, her father was in charge of the Intercontinental Hotel. So they lived in Intercontinental when they came to Karachi from Sharjah, UAE, and she was only the daughter was coming to Karachi American School. They had another son, and so one day she became my friend in high school. So one day she tells me that she's been caught because she was no, she hadn't been caught as yet. She told me that she's found this boy in Hassan Square who lives in Hassan Square near our Karachi American School. And she started to leave during the break. So we used to be during the break together walking at times on a garden patch. But somehow, I don't know how, what happened, or maybe in eighth grade or in seventh grade, in the middle of, like, we used to have this 41-hour period free in high school, free, but we were not allowed to leave the school. However, she started to leave and meet this boy who lived in Hassan Square. So she came to me and she told me, and I slapped her on her face slightly because I was older to her and something happened to me. And I said, okay, take me and let me see who he is and how do you see him? So she said that she sees him outside the house and his mother is inside and they do nothing bad or anything. She just talks to him and all this. And she had a step mother or mostly a stepmother. So then what happened is tried to chaperone her to see this boy. We went and Hassan Square restaurant. I sat and so I spoke to the boy and she was there and she assured me that she doesn't do anything. But then she got caught. She got caught um, by the school. You're not allowed to leave school during that 1 hour free period. So she then tells me that she's put it on me that I was taking her to this boy. So then, when her mother came to talk to the guidance counselor, Mr. Webster, there in Karachi American School, the mother gave me those dirty looks, and of course, like I had to defend my friend, She said, you know, I have a mother, and she will get very angry at me and all this. So that's why I had to take your name, that you were taking me. You started to take me there, and you were taking me there. So I took that. Anyhow, somehow, uh, they couldn't get me out of school with that. So they planned another thing with American, two Americans, one Canadian or one American, I don't know. The boyfriend was American, Canadian, and the girl was American in Karachi, American school. And they started to kiss outside our elementary school auditorium. I was in sixth grade. So they were trying to get me out. I wasn't saying anything because, you know, I was told that they're breaking rules, and Mr. Horton, even the superintendent then of Karachi American School, cannot say anything to them. It's against the rules to be kissing, right, in the school. So then nothing happened even then, and nothing happened when Uzma Hamid from Sharjah, who had come to Karachi, a Pakistani origin, had gave my name, saying that I'm taking her to this boy when I wasn't. Nothing happened. Then later on, what happened is, uh, or maybe they were trying to get me out. So this with Marian, this girl Marian who was kissing Matthew, her boyfriend. She started to get angry at the my sports teacher. We call PE teacher, physical education teacher, Miss Asteria Desa, whom I was very close to. So she started to call her bitch. Bitch, you are a bitch. So I saw that no one is standing up for her, and she heard the teacher's quiet. So I started to fight with Marian in the sense that I told her, you are kissing there and you are a prostitute, you know, and what are you? And we could see her the way she used to wear her shorts. We could we could see her private part, only hers. But I never said a thing. So also that didn't work because I never complained. I wasn't a churli khor until when she started to abuse Miss Asteria Desa. And now what they had done is they had gotten two different uh, classes, grades together, a senior and junior. We were the junior, and Marian was from the senior class grade in Karachi American School for the PE, for physical education. So that's how they got me into trouble. And this boyfriend of hers was a big shot, I was told. Even Mr. Horton, the superintendent, then, when they were kissing, he couldn't take any action against them, even though they were breaking school rules, kissing outside the auditorium door, elementary side. So I felt that since I had heard that Matthew was a big shot from America, I felt this is really unfair to this Catholic Goan lady teacher that his girlfriend can abuse her own teacher, and get away just like that. No one would come because they're all scared. Because then Matthew said, "मैं तुम्हें देख लूँगा," you know, like I will see you, with the sign language. They give Pakistani way sign language. because Matthew used to come from the boys' locker room to meet his girlfriend from gym after that PE period would be over. So she went with crocodile tears to her boyfriend Matthew, as if, she has done nothing. Very nice acting. So, Marianne Williamson, she's grown up now. She's a spiritual coach of America. And so this happened, and some funny things started. And I left Karachi American School. Then, when I wanted to go back, okay, and not only that, they wouldn't let me see Miss Desai anymore. That Miss Desai has come. So what Miss Desai did was find out that yes, there is someone behind this, right? They are using my weakness and her weakness, and since our relationship is going through, like, we were different personalities, she was trying to discipline me and all this. They used our weakness to exploit this. So Miss Tissa, what she did was she told me she was a very truthful, very principlized lady, a very truthful lady. She would never lie in her life. She was teaching me to, in my weakness, and not to even for someone's good lie, right? White lies or make excuses. So, you know, like Brian Adams. Did Brian Adams sing this? I'd lie for you, work, walk the world for you. Everything I do it for you. So, Miss Disa would teach me not to lie, not to make excuses, and all this. So, I really respected her for that. Even though her ways, she told me her ways were firm with me, she admitted in the end, because now she knew the enemy has gotten us. So she would never lie, but please don't judge her. Because now the American school, the treachery came in, and so she did something. She joined Aga Khan nursing school so that maybe, I would not crucify myself later on, saying, yes, yes, I'm a liar. But knowing Miss Tessa, uh, so she told me that don't tell Karachi American School that I've joined the nursing. She had joined Karachi American School before I was born, 1967, right? And there was never a complaint against her. She was a very principled lady. Before that, she was a teacher in St. Joseph's College. And I heard that uh, from some ex-students that she was also teaching in grammar school many, many years back. And she was, then later on, I found out she was my principal's teacher in St. Joseph's College. She didn't have a bad record at all. She was very principalized. She used to teach truth and live the truth and speak the truth and say the truth no matter what, like that. She was teaching me and trying to instill in me discipline and all this. But when she saw that the American school has given in Karachi American School to these miscreants who wanted me out of Karachi American School and wanted to damage my life. I was then 15 years old. Then she told me that not to tell Karachi American School, it's against their employment policies, that I should have another job while being in Karachi American School. Then she play, you know, since they were not true, she took this step, and they put the blame on her also against me. And they had sent Dr. Todd now had come, and their guidance counselor had come. Before that, they didn't have a guidance counselor. When I reached high school, I found out that a new guidance counselor had come and all this, and the guidance counselor was a molester. But I didn't complain against him. Even Uzma Hamid admitted what he was doing to her when we used to go to him, sometimes for the free period, 1 hour. And Dr. Webster. So they played dirty, and Mr. Sa had it. And so Miss Disa was indirectly giving me signs that there's someone, a shark. So she told me one afternoon she called me. Otherwise, she would never allow me to call her home in the afternoon, especially when her mama was alive. But now her mama had passed away, and she called me. So she was giving me a sign, and I couldn't take it. I didn't realize that it was a sign some shark is after us. So Jaws had come out, the Prince Cinema or Nishat or one of the cinemas there, and it was showing Jaws, the movie. Miss Tissa called me and said my friends have left me at the nick of time. Now, nick has two meanings. And you know, these friends of mine who had joined the Sajwani family, my father's family, because of their two sisters who had been married now, they were doing mischief. In my birthday, too, they wouldn't allow the singers to sing. So later on, I found out through a mutual friend, Masuma, that Shahnaz and Faryal had stopped their lovers, their admirers, male friends, to not to sing in my at my birthday. And there were like these people who come here sing. So you know, she said your mother is in on my birthday. Um, she said that about something about my mother being pagal. Later on, God told me, much later on, when I was in St. Joseph's College now, that I'm going to make your enemy go insane and she will come to your house. And I said, oh God, I felt like God was communicating, like Musa Kalim Allah. No, Musa, yes, like talking to me, communicating in my room. So it was coming through this corner. It was coming that I'm going to make your enemy go insane. And I said, God, excuse me, if you're going to make my enemy go insane and come to my house, then will she be tearing her clothes and screaming and hitting herself? Like, I'll have to, I still won't be able to ignore that. If she's crying and if she's hitting herself, I'll have to stop her, take care of her, right? It'll be my responsibility. लाइक कहते हैं दुश्मन भी अगर घर पे आए तो उनके साथ अच्छा सलूक करो. What happened is I heard someone went insane in Dubai. The same girl, oh, the woman who got married, this Irani mother and father, Emirati, from my father's community, had gone insane. So and now she wanted to come to my house in Karachi. So I just kept quiet, never told anyone, not even my father, not even my mother, that God had promised me, and it's come true. And she came, but she was on drugs, psychiatric drugs, maybe. I'm not sure. She was well behaved. So it's not like I had to, do anything. So better watch out because one day or the other, you are going to get it because God had told me. And I saw it in front of my eyes. So you who say others are psychos when they mean good for the world, better watch out. And you know what also the sister said about my father that my father had done mutta, shadi ki hai. No, actually gotten married. His mother said mutta kya hai. My father's mother had said nahi, shadi nahi ki. He didn't get married, a temporary marriage, which is allowed for the Shias in Singapore. So the sisters told me, screaming out louder from the opposite Nishta Park. Our house was opposite Nishta Park in Karachi. They said that तुम्हारे बाप ने तो दूसरी शादी कर ली है सिंगापुर में. तो और तुम्हारी माँ पागल है. Then one of her sister who was married to the youngest brother here told me that इन लोगों ने तुम्हारी माँ को पागल किया. This Sajwani family, and I knew it. She had emotional bouts and all, and I knew why she had emotional bouts. So you better watch out, right? लेकिन फिर भी लाइक उनकी बहन पागल हो गई. हुमा, इकबाल's wife, ईरानी mother, father Emirati. Then बहन पागल हो गई. माँ बेटी को इधर दुबई में आके बेचने लगी. अरब्स में पाकिस्तानी जो भी रोज़ नया. छोटी बेटी इल्हाम started to sell the younger one. Now she's married to an Indian Muslim here, I was told by her relative. He's my cousin Sadiq's friend, an Indian Muslim here in Dubai, Ilham. देखें ये prostitution भी करते हैं फिर भी इनको कोई ना कोई मिल जाता है. बाबा ये जानते हैं कैसे फंसा है लोगों को. लेकिन हम इनकी तरह नहीं है ना. हमें गंदा करना है इधर ना अरबों को और ख़राब करना है. Because you see, I heard from another lady. Oh, my aunt who knew, who had a friend Haji from this. So their father was Muhammad Jawad Haji Habib's son. तो मैंने कह दिया इसको कि इनको because they said my mother's पागल and my so I said कि तुम्हारा बाप तो सुना है लड़कियों को सेल कर बेचता है ना इधर दुबई अरबों को. That's what I heard from Muttar. Not even my father or my mother. But Muttar knows a lot. My aunt, she's into this gossip and very nosy about other people. So my mother didn't have this bad habit of talking about people and all this. एक तो मेरी बर्थडे को खराब कर दिया. Mr. Sa had to go, and this other Naeem and Mazhar Ali, dramatist, who was after Shahnaz. So Shahnaz used her looks and the admirer के तुम अगर मुझे चाहते हो तो इसकी बर्थडे पे सिंग नहीं करोगे, ढोल वोल नहीं बजोगे. So since I don't know, so the framing and all this and very bad, dirty minds they had. I mean, I had a friend in Karachi American School, and since I after school used to walk with Mr. Sa, but I told her, did you ever think later on when I spoke to her, I said, may I ask you something? Did you ever think we had Mr. Sa and I? She said, good people, good minds, good people don't think like that. I never thought like that. So, someone who's in the American school watching me walking with Miss Disa could not think like this. But these people had a dirty mind, and they would spread dirty rumors against even Miss Disa and I. And Miss Disa was 40 decades older to me, and I wasn't what they were saying. So I had nothing to worry about. When I'm not, why should I worry? And they didn't put the food on my table. If my father had asked me, okay, I should have. And if Miss Desai had asked me directly that I'm not deceiving her, I would have told her that I'm. But how can I? Well, then she came to the Imam Barga with us, with me. She asked me to take her to PECHs. So the Jaws movie and all this had, she was trying to tell me that there's somebody who is wrecking our lives. Jaws movie and taking me, wanting me to take her to PECHs Ladies Matam, Akka Matam, where they our Shia ladies walk on coal, burning coal. What, again, I'm saying coil. क्या ये उर्दू में है coil? So sorry, I'm confused here. पता नहीं कोयल बोलते हैं, कोल बोलते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं? उर्दू में भी कोयल बोलते हैं या क्या बोलते हैं? I'm confused. Anyhow, on the burning coal they walk. So she came with her cousin, and Miss Tissa told me that she was half Catholic and half Shia, and the majority of her Muslim friends were Shias. And so that also PECH's ladies Akamatam was also, she was trying to tell me something. Shah Qasim के दिन होता है 7th Muharram या 6th Muharram. Yeah, 8th Muharram. Ladies का मातम. I can't remember now which day. In PCHS. Someone's house, a Shia's house. So till the end, they didn't allow me to meet Mr. Sa. They ruined the relationship. So be careful. You think that I'm being, the devils are on me. So at my weakest time, you come here, men, Pakistani men come here and, start their harassment. And they think they can. uh, if I was like, you see, when I have the truth about, I shouldn't bring my feelings in. So the truth about Islam, which I will go on, and there's no way that you will be able to because stop me here. If you report, I have another channel, and but I don't think by just taking my attention here, and you know what your ways are, covert ways, and your ways of harassment. When you couldn't stop me in Karachi, how can you stop me now? I've risked my life, and I want to show the people that this is not Islamophobia. If you are in Islamophobia, get out of it. I will help you. I will show you that this religion is dangerous, more dangerous than Christianity and the other monotheistic religions. So you can use this and say no. And really, Islamophobia, this religion casts such fears. Forget foreign Islamophobia. The Muslims, I mean, I was so scared of the fire. When they start to, really stop and tell myself, look, the fire of hell is forever. So don't do anything bad here. Um, now stop any watching movies or listening to songs, watching American comedy, clean movies, what do you call that, romantic comedy. But I would fast forward the bad scenes or the kissing. I could do that. And uh, but just don't do it. So stop yourself, think, and become now, go sincerely into religion, because the fire of hell is forever. You will be burning, burning, burning. And then I started to recently, some years ago, doing my own research, not from a Quran expert who can misguide me, or they try to defend their religion. Even Shia religious scholars, I realized, or they're brainwashed, or so much fear in them that they can't see. So I want to help the Western world, where Muslims are saying, no, why are we being this thing uh, targeted all the time now? But I tell you, this religion is very, very dangerous, and is a false religion. And it has so much brainwashing, so much fear. And this kind of fear will not take you to the truth, not make your mind grow, or if the mind can go into positive things, it will keep you in this fear and keep you slaves to this falsehood. Because there is no, you don't need to fear. I don't think there's a hell. And like even some Muslims say, if it's a hell, it is created by us, our minds. So even taking that you do bad, you will get bad. So what goes around comes around. Every action has a reaction. But by telling you that there's hell, fire, and fear God, see what happened. obey Allah and obey the messenger. See what happened in the case of Zainab bin Josh. She was a true believer. She obeyed Allah and obeyed the messenger and got married to Zaid bin Harith. Her marriage failed. Even in the best efforts put by Prophet Muhammad, and he was the one who said, obey Allah and obey. The ayat came down for Zainab bin Josh to marry Zaid because you have to, even though she didn't want to. What happened? The marriage fell apart. And then the Prophet wanted to marry. So I examined this. I went into this deep and I found out that this was a false prophet. Even if you obey him, you suffer. And Zaid suffered. In the marriage, when they say a true master or guru blesses your marriage, and you are true believers, you are true followers of that guru, shouldn't your marriage, Zainab bin Josh should have worked in the marriage to keep the marriage. So there were these discrepancies I found. And then I found that this messenger of Allah was actually a false messenger and a cult leader who wanted to scare people. And then he also killed people to get his way. And how did he do that? And like defeat the Makkan idol worshippers and defeat the Jews, Bani Qurayza and Banu Nadir tribe. So there's, in a very cunning manner, what planning he had. He was a warlord. He was a caravan robber, like through David Wood, listening to Khalib Kamal, then doing my own research on this. Like listening to Khalib Kamal about the Bani Qurayza tribe, I just couldn't get it how this small group of Muslims at that time could defeat and kill a tribe of around so many thousands Jews when idol worshippers should have come to help them and didn't. How was he doing this? Did he put, so I realized he was putting people under duress. A minority, in the minority, but like you maybe, rape the daughter of Abu Sufyan or you marry her. And slowly, slowly, like he was putting people under duress in that way. Fathers under duress. He married Abu Bakr's daughter at 6 year old. Perhaps the same that you have to obey. Abu Bakr, on the oath thing, like I showed in my last live stream, it's like talking to himself, trying to work out, because he's never broken an oath. Once you take an oath, you shouldn't break it, right? And this man was breaking an oath, pleasing his wives when the Shia said that they were annoying him, and they're hypocrites. If you annoy, what does a pious Muslim do? He can never even speak loudly in front of the messenger. There's a ayat. If you don't raise your voices against this messenger, otherwise you'll be ruined. So Umar said I would have been ruined. And then he started to speak so slowly, whispering that people could hardly hear him. So he made Umar go like funny, strange, weird in a way. That's why then Yazid and Hussein. Yazid at Yazid's time, Yazid must have lost it. So if Abu Bakr could lose it, like I made an oath and then break it. So don't take your oaths lightly for to deceive. Then there's another ayat, huh? So, this could drive a person you know what confusion does, and what it all does, which Muslims would, because Muslims are going to say that, our we have been, the Sunni Muslims, they have been so established in their thing, right? They have leaders, they have money, they have everything. Why are you trying to? Uh, but I think if you see the truth, and as soon as you see the truth, if you can see the truth, then we can go deeper and maybe solve this issue of human conflict. You see, if you've taken a religion on its face value, how long will this religion on its face value would last? So we can cultivate good behavior. It will, see, at the time of crisis or something, it might not help unless you have money backing you. You have an established, you have established yourself. Let's say there are people who could not establish themselves. At a very early time, they were knocked out, or the ground was moved from under their feet. So, money can back you. They say that गुनाह कर लो गुनेगार, money, uh, just some Sayyid was telling me when I was on the messenger with them some years ago, that पैसे वाले जो भी कर लें, उनके तो गुनाह छुपे हुए होते हैं ना, they can cover up their gunas, their sins with money. गरीब ही मरता है ना, तो जो गरीब हैं उनके लिए भी तो कुछ हो ना. तो ये मैं, like, for everyone, what stands true? Islam. So there are some ayats that say, okay, whatever calamity falls on you, and it is God. खुदा का शुक्र करो, it's a test of God. So thank God. In hardship, even. And when you are in, you know, better conditions, thank God also. Both ways. So, uh, that you may be able to do that. Some of us who have been driven crazy have seen a lot of zulm, cannot, even Pakistan has patience when there's load shedding, there's lack of water, you have to pay for the water tankers. Um, Lawlessness in Pakistan, they just go on. So, but are we to survive like this? Then in our namaz, in our salat, we say, what do we say in kunut? Oh Allah, make this life beautiful and make the world, make the hereafter also beautiful. Hasanatan, wa fil akhirati hasanatan, wa qina azabun nar. And keep us away from the fire of hell. But make this life, this world also beautiful. make the next world also beautiful. And how many times do we pray this in a day? And any Muslim. So if I'm a Muslim, and what does it say in the Quran? He's ardently desirous of your welfare. It grieves him to see you in trouble. तो मेरी उम्मत है ना, मेरी इस्लाम मुसलमान, अगर एक औरत खड़ी होती है ऐसे, और हमें भी पता है कि पाकिस्तान में क्या हो रहा था, करप्शन हेड टू टो, तो ये जो कूल इंसान है इनसे आप पूछें कि आप पाकिस्तान में रह रहे हैं या आप अमेरिका चले गए हैं, या आप कोई मिलिट्री मैन के बेटे हैं, या आप लंदन चले गए हैं, या कहीं यूरोप तो नहीं चले गए, या पाकिस्तान में बैठे हैं, या दुबई आ गए हैं, या अबू धाबी आ गए हैं, या सऊदी अरेबिया चले गए हैं, या कतर जीसीसी कंट्रीज चले गए हैं, बिकॉज पाकिस्तान में इंसानियत तो मर गई है। और ये अमीर लोग और ये पॉलिटिशियंस, या आप नवाज शरीफ के साथ लंदन चले गए हैं, तो बहुत ज़्यादा उधर ऑपरेशन है, लॉलेसनेस है। तभी तो प्रेसिडेंट जनरल मुशर्रफ ने उधर हिला दिया ना कोर्ट को, चीफ जस्टिस में भी है करप्शन, ब्राइबरी। और आप तो खा रहे हैं पी रहे हैं पता नहीं क्या। यू सी द प्राउड नेवर फॉल, जैजरी सॉन्ग, अभी आपको क्या बताएं क्या है वो, व्हाट कैन आई मेक यू पीपल अंडरस्टैंड पाकिस्तानीज। सो अगर आप बेहिस हो गए हैं, इनसेंसिटिव टू जुल्म, सो फाइंडिंग समथिंग, मैं भी शिया थी, आई कुड से दैट कल मेरे फादर के पास पैसे नहीं हैं होंगे, uh, मैं क्यों कंप्लेन करूं, वट एवर आई हैव, बी ग्रेटफुल। लेकिन जो मैंने पाकिस्तान में देखा, ओहो, और फैमिलीज रीच आउट नहीं कर रही हैं, किडनैपिंग हो रही है, नेबर्स की किडनैपिंग हो रही है, ये क्या हो रहा है, चोरियां हो रही हैं, मोबाइल स्नैचर्स, यू हियर आई कैन बाय अफोर्ड, देयर आई वाज लाइक, बाहर निकलो शॉप से तो बेचारे बच्चे बेगिंग कर रहे हैं। क्या आप लोग बेहिस हो गए हैं, इनसेंसिटिव, और फिर दूसरों को they're telling me not to get hyper and they're saying that you are psycho। अल्लाह, कितने तो पाकिस्तान में पागल हो चुके होंगे। और मुझे पता है कि जालिम लोगों के वजह से ही लोग पागल हो जाते हैं। सो इफ मोहम्मद कबीर हो या कोई आए, the one who said that, sorry I'm just trying to check, मेरा भी कोई भगवान है, अ, किसी दुखी की आह नहीं लेना। मुझे नहीं पता, एक फैमिली मेंबर, एक हमारे फैमिली फ्रेंड्स थे, वो बहुत सब नीचे आते हैं, कितना भी ऊपर हो, किसी ने ना मुझे मिस्टिस मेरी कराची अमेरिकन स्कूल मेरी ले ली। उस उसके हस्बैंड नीचे आ गए, but I don't know whether it was for me because a lot of people lost uh, in BCCI bank, right? तो खुदा टेस्ट तुम लोगों को भी, मुसलमानों को, because you know, अब अब मुझे कहना पड़ेगा कि किसी दुखी की, खैर छोड़ें कि मैं राधा रानी हूँ या क्या हूँ, लेकिन अब मुझे कहना पड़ेगा, लेकिन दुखी की आह, यानी अ, इधर जो चाइल्ड जॉकीज दुखी किया, तो मेरा खुदा तो इधर नहीं आएगा, मुझे इधर से हिजरत करनी पड़ेगी। दुखी की आह, आपको पता है कितने बच्चे चाइल्ड जॉकी में, इनकी लाइफ रूंड हो गई है। तो आ, इंसान का दिल वो होता है। So if I could have kept quiet like I used to, and hear what is going on in Dubai when I was in Karachi long time ago when I was a teenager, or I don't know how old I was, and keep quiet about it and never come here. Only come for my passport renewal. And so, but the thing what happened is here, I'm sitting here and they're not letting me sit peacefully to even do my qigong breathing, only sitting and doing breathing. They're putting pressure on me, and I'm saying to the grandmaster, qigong. I wish I could have met him, gone there where he is, because they're stopping my breathing. They're not letting me have peace. अब जिसके पास peace नहीं होगा, of course they're going to shout out. I want to scream out. My inner side is screaming out. My soul is screaming out. Uh, तो आप लोग कैसे? What kind of animals are these Pakistanis coming here? Where is it? वो ये गेट लॉस्ट, आप नॉर्मल हैं, आप मुसलमान हैं या नहीं हैं? अच्छा, कह रहा था कि आई एम गोइंग टू प्रे, एंड देन सेइंग टू मी गेट लॉस्ट इन माय वन ऑफ माय लाइव स्ट्रीम्स, Zayed and Muhammad Kabir tells me, after having, you know, come on Facebook, I had to block him there. He comes here. I just need to expose their ways are very cruel, brutal. तो ये अपने आप को मुसलमान कहते हैं, they say they're Muslims, and this is the way to deal with someone who can't even sit here and doesn't want to complain, because you see what is the use now of complaining. बच्चों की लाइफ बर्बाद हो गई है, ह्यूमन राइट्स वायलेशंस हैं, वो अमीर हैं इधर के लोग, अ, जिनके पास बस एहसास नहीं है, एहसास नहीं है। हम क्या करें? हम हिजरत करें? तो जब तक मैं अपने आप को ठीक करूं और कमाऊं और हिजरत करूं, आई कैन सरेंडर माई पासपोर्ट, आई कैन रिलिंक्विश माई पासपोर्ट, यूएई पासपोर्ट, और मैं चली जाऊं किधर और, मुझे यहाँ अच्छा नहीं लगता है। तो ऐसा भी नहीं हो रहा है कि बैठने नहीं दे रहे हैं, सांस लेने नहीं दे रहे हैं, और ये लोग ऐसे आ जाते हैं मुसलमान, they won't let me breathe properly, right? I mean, I have to struggle to breathe. so that I wouldn't say anything against the Arabs or the sheikhs and just leave this country. And I'm not the kind of person to go abroad and start talking against the Arabs. I'll just go in my peace and make my life. Once you realize some persons are not going to change, it's their culture, it's their way. How can you? And the Emiratis are happy with it. Why should I get into trouble when they're not going to change? And then these Pakistanis are coming, harassing me on, and I have to, then they'll say, oh, you bear, deal with it. You bear, like Haris Sultan, you bear the consequences, right? But at the same time, mind you, I'm saying that be kind, understand someone's mental challenges. However, of course, we can't, even the Britishers can, I cannot spare from these Pakistanis. So why are the Britishers being punished? What have the Britishers done to the Pakistanis? Pakistanis feel they are above the law. They don't have law and order in the country, and then they go abroad and all this that we've never seen before on British TV. I've been in London since 1975. All right, 1975. Never saw something what I saw recently and showed on my live stream. Pakistani man would not listen to the British police, and then the bad words and the pushing and all this. Here, if you do this in your Islamic countries, powerful, you will they will take you and torture you. So whether the Pakistanis are being paid to come here, and it's, I think the those people like my father's, they know that something इसको चिढ़ लगती है ना, जिससे चिढ़ लग जाती है इंसान को, one gets irritated. So same thing they do. Do you see? I have to show you exposed. See the WhatsApp thing, like asking for a WhatsApp number. तो अरबों ने भी हद कर दी है ना. अब क्या करें? Like I went and I said happy birthday on uh, Sheikh Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum's uh, Facebook, right? Brother, happy birthday and all this. They started to ask me for my WhatsApp number, and so I was like, "Are you the real? Who are you? Why are you asking me?" बस वहाँ से from there, Pakistanis have come, messenger, this Mickey Malik. uh, वरना कोई पाकिस्तानी की हिम्मत नहीं हो इमाराती को आके ऐसे कहे. Harassment here. My father told me that if anyone during the time of Sheikh Maktoum, when he was alive, we used to come a lot to Dubai. So he told me once that if anyone even harasses you, you can immediately call the police, and they will find this person and they will put his picture in the newspaper, his career, everything will be gone. They'll send him to where he came from. They'll deport him just for harassing any lady, any girl, any female here in Dubai. I don't know why. So I want to stop all this harassment. That's why if I have to go channel by channel, and sometimes, yeah, I get very angry, but then you should understand I'm being attacked. Kashmiri, please stop Kashmiris, zulm on Hindus. Please stop Muslim Kashmiri zulm by the Hindus. If that's happening, please stop all that's going on. This is my way, and I don't like it though. I have to, like, then you see the attack. अगर शराफत से कहते हैं ना तो नहीं होता है, तो फिर मुझे चैनल बाय चैनल पूछना पड़ता है, आर यू कश्मीरी, व्हाट आर यू डूइंग, why are you saying this? So I'm using the platform Facebook, YouTube especially. तो पागलों की तरह करना पड़ा ना, because सही तरह when I try to avail the court कि आप ये रिफॉर्म लाएं, फैमिली ब्राइब नहीं लें, जजेस को स्टॉप करें, लेट्स ब्रिंग अ रिफॉर्म इन फैमिली केसेस, फैमिली लॉ केसेस, तो वो शराफत से मुझे तो पागल कर दिया, बिठा दिया और स्किज़ोफ्रेनिया दे दिया. So then I had to do it in a mad way. And then some of you say that I'm psycho. लेकिन अब क्या करें, शराफत की जब लैंग्वेज आप लोग नहीं समझते हैं और लॉ एंड ऑर्डर नहीं चलता है, कैसे हम कहें. And framing of people and using vastas. तो जब हम देखते हैं कि हिपोक्रेसी है और लाइज हैं, अब ये पागलपन, तो हम then we go crazy. Sorry, you see, we can't take it. The hypocrisy, the zulm. Uh, so then, what can I do? You see, I know that they will do something against me. They might kill me. They might, whatever they may do against me. What can I do? बार बार हम कह रहे हैं आरिफ अजाकिया is there and अगर नहीं कहें हम चाहते थे चुप रहें अपनी ज़िंदगी अपने घर in our house please Britishers Europeans do you hear me what I'm saying sorry I have to speak in Urdu you see in my house I started with myself it may not seem here I hope you understand that I did want to start with myself. But you know, if I'm pushed around and I'm hit and I was pulled down and the energies, you know, the distance mind control kind started. Before that, I had chronic fatigue. The lady in London told me there's a sorcerer after me. And I never believed in all this, even though someone threatened me with black magic. Right? I was like, oh, glory be to God. You just believe in good. Then I heard that no, no, sometimes your good intentions don't help you, cannot protect you from these psychic attacks and vampires. We have to do more. So I wanted to remain quiet and just change. Or Khudam, you know, God give me the patience, and God give me all that patience to be quiet when someone steals. What did Jesus Christ say? I don't like to give his example because I'm not a Christian. But anyhow, all that's coming in my battered mind is this give your coat or cloak, one who asks. So even if they came to, because I know how brutal the people in Pakistan are. So even if they came and they stole away, took our house, raped us, you know, because there were gang rapes, there were snatching of mobile and shooting, killing. And in the Quran it says, do not kill a life, do not take a life, save by, justice. So all this was going on. And as for the Arabs, we've known about what happens in Dubai, but that's not my problem not because, yeah, because the Emiratis, you see, this is far gone. Child jockeys are it's far gone. This I cannot, it's far gone. I can't even type properly. My head's hurting. No, I cannot. And why should we bring a change? You see, here the culture is not for protests or anything. You cannot protest. And I've heard that if a woman says no to an Arab, her life can become very ugly here in the UAE. See, on one hand, we are told. So I thought maybe there's some improvement. So this is what I've seen. And protests here are not going to work. So better we leave if we don't like this. Their lives are wrecked. And what kind of a person would do this to a child? What kind of a person would do this to a child? It's beyond me. So there are different human rights violations in Pakistan, different kind of human rights violation here, and they don't care about children. If someone doesn't care about children, another person's child, that's why you see my mother, realizing what my grandmother was, had to keep us away from them, from my grandmother and her family. Indonesia, where else in Muslim world? Ooh, what kind of a person does this? But I know my grandmother, her own children, she kept very strong and well. Uh, so we know this, and we cannot take action. Oh, so, oh, no, this is not good for my mental health. Oh, no, now I cannot. Sorry, I have to go